Hi, I'm Foxov. So I've made a guide exactly like this for the previous version, but I may as well update it for this one. So let's say you are playing against your Batista player friend, and every time you knock your Batista player friend down, they are hyper oscillating between one of two options. They are either flash kicking you, or if you respect their flash kick, they're throwing you. How do you run offense on this type of player? Well, there is something that you can do on your offense that will beat both of these options. And it is an offensive option select. So an option select is any button plus AD, and you can do this after you knock the opponent down, and you can essentially deal with both of their reversal and their wake up throw at the same timing. So let me show you. So against the reversal, and against the throw. And here I am +8, and I can continue to run pressure, or dash up and throw, or dash up and bait an option select of their own, anything like that. Now, I've been showing 3C AD as the OS. You can also just press 2AD, that's also fine. You can also press 2C AD or 2B AD in order to catch backdash mid-screen. But the reason that this anti-air OS is particularly powerful is because of things like this. You have a character like Merkava, and you really don't want to get hit by this reversal. And so you might opt to instead just do a delayed throw. That will at least catch them trying to do this, right? And of course what the Merkava player does instead is a fuzzy dive kick. And then they punish your throw attempt. So what you can do instead is this offensive option select. So something else that you have to contend with this version outside of fuzzy dive kick is rising JAOS. 3CAD will work just the same. So let's mix in this JAOS, DP, and throw, and let's see what my success rate can look like. Okay, so I finally got hit by a DP at the end there, but you can see that it's fairly consistent at covering these options. One thing that you may have to account for when you do this is their fuzzy mash timing. What is a fuzzy mash? Well, it's not an immediate mash. It's not as soon as they wake up off of the ground. They get hit there. But if they wait just a few frames after, they will block an attack, but if I go to throw them again, they will hit me out of it. Why? Because there are 8 frames of throw protection. So for example, if I throw the opponent, I cannot meaty throw them. It's very unlike Street Fighter 6, right? I have to wait 8 frames before I'm able to throw them again. And so they can mash at a timing where they block the meaty, or they interrupt me from trying to throw them again. Now, where this gets dicey is if their fuzzy mash timing is a little late. If they would have been a little late on their fuzzy mash, then maybe they mash you out of your offensive option selects. If you want to blow up a fuzzy mash timing, by the way, you can simply use assault. That way, if they aren't looking at the screen trying to react to something, they're just strictly inputting a fuzzy mash, then you'll catch them out of it. Something to keep in mind is, while this sort of delay timing accounts for quicker reversals, 7 or 8 frame DPs and faster, it does not account for slower reversals like Veil Off. Now, there are some characters that have reversals that are so slow that it's kind of like they have Veil Off all the time. It's just too slow to option select like this. The downside of Lundrekia Force Function, by the way, is that it does not have throw invul, so you can actually just throw him out of it. But when you start to try to account for this, Kuon B Flash Kick is also a really slow reversal, so you can't just delay throw, you can't just delay offensive option select, you kind of just have to make a read. The silver lining here is that you can get safe jumps off of things that you normally wouldn't get safe jumps off of. So hopefully this has given you some ideas to work with. If you are a character with a command grab, you should expect that people are going to want to jump out of your command grab setups. And remember, anything that you do on a knockdown, you can essentially treat the same as you are coming out of block stun, like from a tick throw. They're the same situation. So, good luck and have fun.